Tanzania dumps English as its official language in schools, opts for Kiswahili. This is taken directly from Quartz.com. Tanzania is set to become the first sub-Saharan African country to use an African language as the medium of instruction throughout the schooling years. As part of far-reaching plans for reform education, President Jakaya Kikwete administration announced last week that going forward, education in Tanzania will have Kiswahili as the sole language of instruction. Currently, public education in Tanzania is bilingual, as it has been since the country's independence from the British in 1961. At primary level, students are taught in Kiswahili with English as a part of the curriculum as a language subject. At secondary school level and all the way up to university, the learning process is reversed with English becoming the medium of instruction. Kikwete is bringing some clarity to a system that has for generations left students confused and not necessarily proficient in either language. But is it smart policy? Kiswahili, commonly called Swahili in the West, has been the foundation through which Tanzania has built its sense of national cohesion. The country boasts over 130 ethnic groups, all with their own languages and cultural traditions. Yet for a region that has struggled with ethnic conflicts, they have escaped such problems largely due to the unifying force of Kiswahili. The nature of Kiswahili itself, a language constituted out of Arabic, Bantu, English, and German, reflects the diversity and the history. It has given a sense of collective identity and the means through which they feel connected to their fellow countrymen. But over the last 30 years, Tanzania has gone through some profound changes. From the post-independence heydays of the 60s and 70s, where the country and its young leader, Mwalimu, teacher Julius Nyerere, was revered for being at the front line of the anti-colonial fights. The country has endured its share of struggles. The socialist experiment of the founding father Mwalimu Nyerere failed. They were forced to endure painful economic reforms in the 1980s, and now they are evolving into a free market economy that has brought growth but struggles to bridge the inequality gap. Along the way, they have seemed to have lost their confidence and a sense of who they are. Perhaps this bold assertion of cultural self-affirmation could act as a clarifying force on which it means to be Tanzanian once again. But on the other hand, as one local newspaper put it, in a globalized economy where English dominates almost everything from trade to politics, it is not clear which way Tanzania wants to go in the next 5 decades with this decision. The policy is the opposite of the trend in the region. For example, some African countries are adopting English medium education, seeing it as an important conduit to engaging global investors. Rwanda, a former Belgian colony, downgraded French and adopted English as its official language in education in 2008. Gabon, another francophone state, followed suit in 2012. In Tanzania, foreign investors have complained about the lack of capacity in the labor force, with English language skills being a major area of concern. The decision to turn English into a foreign language could exacerbate this problem. Quote, "In terms of barriers to entry, language has always been cited as an issue," says Ahmed Salim, senior associate of Teneo Intelligence, a political risk consultancy that works with U.S. investors with interests in the region. However, in terms of overall impact, the main challenge will be felt long-term when companies set up shop in Tanzania and are left with hiring staff that are either bilingual Tanzanians or from neighboring Kenya or Uganda. This will somewhat hinder Tanzania's competitive advantage in the future, which is complete hogwash. The question then is, can we be economically competitive in our own terms? Some point to China and Japan as examples of countries who have managed to do it. Maybe we can do it too, only time will tell. And what they are saying is China doesn't speak English as a national language. Russia doesn't speak English as a national language. Japan doesn't speak Japanese as a national language. What do businesses do when they go to China? They learn Chinese. What do businesses do when they go to Japan? They learn Japanese. Now, Here is the beauty of Kiswahili. A lot of people speak Kiswahili. And I don't mean just one country. I mean millions, probably 1 billion people speak Kiswahili. I'm not certain, but I think that number is correct. And I would push for a unified Africa that spoke Kiswahili as the official, quote-unquote, African language. It's not necessarily an actual African language, but it is such an amalgamation, and all of these countries speak parts of this, and a majority of Africa speaks Kiswahili. As far as the largest group of people that speak one language in Africa, Kiswahili is it. I applaud this. I applaud the president of Tanzania. I say good going. This is a part of your independence. I do not believe that any country is independent in Africa still till this day. As much as they declared in 60 and what have you, all of the British Empire is still the British Empire. They still are subordinate to Great Britain. And probably British people listening to this, watching this video are going to say, well, that's as it should be. No, Africa needs to be for Africa. Get the hell out of Africa. And if they really did something in Africa, they can trade with each other. It is a zone that is rich, filthy, McNasty rich. Until this day, white Europeans are wholeheartedly stealing the resources from Africa that Europe does not have. China does not have. Russia does not have. Japan does not have. India does not have. It's time for Africa to wake up. I think Kiswahili as a continental language for Africa is a fantastic idea. I put that forward. I'm going to try and contact the president. Thank you for watching the Shikama Live Show.